hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood. But then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can use for tomorrow. And of course, we got a lot of news to talk about today, and really Bitcoin is sitting in an all-important area of support that we did talk about yesterday on the show. We're here, fam. So now it's kind of decision time. What is Bitcoin going to do? Because I think if it loses this level, we're going to have a little bit of a drop. I'd say about a few $1,000s or so would be realistic down to that all-important channel. And we're going to look at that when we get into the TA. But first, let's go over to the chat and say what's up to everybody in there. I'm seeing a lot of familiar fam. I love it. I love it. Of course, username is in the chat. He's just mixing it up. He's almost always first, man. Respect the username. Just getting in there, getting it in. We appreciate you, dude. Jay Violet's in here. What's up, lady? How are you? And then, of course, our lovely moderator, Alexandra G. Love you long time. And, of course, Jesse Good Look. What's up, my dude? Good to see you in here. Trade Intuition with a bango smashing those likes. We appreciate you, dude. Much love to you. unfortunately not able to stream to Facebook today for whatever reason. The login was not really working, but it is what it is. We're still streaming to X and we're still streaming to YouTube, so we are about to do this. So first up, let's go ahead and look at the market update. Bring you over there real quick, and we're looking at a total market cap of 3.17 trillion. That is down 1.46%. And let me put my messages on. Geez, oh flip, guys, like, I'm live right now and just texting me like crazy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do not disturb is on. There we go. All right, so back to this. 24-hour trading volume is at 126 billion. That is down 34.74%. Bitcoin dominance is currently at 60.39%, and that is a decrease of 0.006. So Bitcoin dominance is up, and the alts are bleeding. There's a lot of other, we'll say, content creators out there that are pretty good at looking at technical analysis. They're kind of holding off on altcoins right now because Bitcoin dominance is so high. They're waiting for that number to come down on dominance before they rotate back in. That being said, it depends on when you got in. Did you get in during that big dip? Did you get a nice little entry? And are you comfortable with that entry? You could be like me and you're just kind of riding this one out and seeing how that plays out, because I really did like the entries that I got on both AVAX and Cardano. So we'll kind of see how this plays out, see if Bitcoin does lose some of those key levels. Because if it does lose this next key level and we come back to that channel, I'm pretty much going to be a wash or broke even on where I'm at in some of my positions right now. Fear and greed index is currently sitting at, let's go ahead and click it, make sure it is at 35, which is fear. It's still trending down. So, you know, that's not looking great for the fear and greed index, but it is what it is. Bitcoin itself, though, is currently sitting at $96,593. Ethereum is at $2,692. So, I mean, look at Ethereum, though. That's taking a hit over the last 7 days. That is down 17.64% to date. Over the last 7 days. Over 30 days, it's down 20%. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's not acting like Ethereum. We'll say that. It's acting like the rest of them. It's kind of grouped in with everyone else is what it seems like in terms of price action. But that is what it is. All right. Let's look over the chat real quick, see if we got any late arrivals, give you guys some shout outs, and then we'll get over to the daily DGen. You know how we roll here. Hey, Symmetric. What's up, dude? Nice show. Great content. Is it? Man, you got a name. I'm gonna call you double S. Double S. Nice show and great content. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see who else we got in here. C9 for the win. He said, hey, yo, alumni. What's up to you? Wix White Fine 89. You know, the Nightcappers. That's how we roll. It's how we roll. K Diggity, you know it. No doubt. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go over to the Daily DGen. Let's get that going here. That's that Daily Jeopardy thing. All right. So you can see I am still in my trades right now. Just holding on to those. Looking good on the Cardano. Not as much on the AVAX. That was up. That was up about $900 at one point. It is what it is, though. Like I said, I like my positions. However, I don't like the price action of Bitcoin right now. So, anyways, to the Daily DGen. If you guys don't know how we roll here, we give you guys the opportunity to take a position, whether it's long or short. Right now, it looks like you guys are voting for long. And let's go ahead and scroll down. You know how we do. Oh, by the way, the craziest thing happened yesterday. I have no idea how this happened. So I scrolled back to the Daily DGen, right? And I was looking at it, and I thought Farcoin had gotten liquidated. I thought Farcoin was poof, right? It was not. It was still alive. So I was talking to Piper after the show, and I was like, it's still there. And so I closed it out. So if you guys don't know, well, you don't. Now you know. It was like a 20-some% hit last night. So you guys are back in the win column. You're back in my good graces. Here we go. Let's do it again. Again, you know, we don't duck with duck, and we ain't buying into the hype. So let's see what else we got going on here. Nah, not no Pingu. Gonna be a hard pass for you. Oh, let's see if we can get something to move tonight. Let's go. Move it is. All right, it is it's working its way down now. I got a fat little rejection there. You can see that wick. There is some selling pressure coming in. I'm gonna jabber just a little bit because I want to see kind of where we're headed here, but Ah, that's all right. That's all right. You're clinging to something. You guys voted long. You're 62%. How many votes do we have right now? 13 votes. 13 votes for long. All right. Hope you got it in because the poll has been ended. I'm staying on top of it now because you crazy people, as we go through the show, you keep voting. I'm like, what are they doing? It's already over. We've already done this. All right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna take a long position here. Definitely not doing the 50x. We're gonna keep it with the 20x so that we can actually stay in the trade because 50x is just too volatile. That thing gets liquidated way too quick. All right. So let's go. That is a market position. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. What does that give us? That's pretty weak. That's also pretty weak. And there we go. Whatever. All right, here we go. We are in there, 20x on move. Let's see how that plays out. It's up to you guys. Again, we don't do much TA on this one. This is just for fun. We'll check on it again at the end of the show. 20x should make it through the show. All right. Well, let's go over. Let's see what you guys got going on. I'm gonna try to pay more attention to the chat tonight because you guys were tripping last night. But with that being said, me and my somebody said last night he doesn't come up for air much. It's educational, but he doesn't come up for air much once he gets going. Yeah. So I had a moment. Once I get going, man, the chat is over to the side, especially on my travel setup, so it's really hard for me to see. But somebody is going to end up with a room to a cruise next year. Like me and Piper talked about it after the show. Like somebody is going to make out really big on this deal. I think it's going to be for a member, a Piper Academy member, is going to get a free cruise next year, 2026. So yeah, 2026. So I guess we're going to do like a Piper Academy cruise and we're going to pay for a member's room. That's going to be sick. So I'm super excited about that. I'll figure out how that's all going to work. But that's going to be dope. That's going to be dope. I'm super excited about that. And then, of course, me and Alex O are talking about hitting some golf clubs and getting somebody involved in that, too. So good times ahead, man. I think it's really, really cool to, still have like a little relationship with the audience and stuff. And I've met some of you guys in person, which is super cool, too. Like Wick and Wick's wife, Fine 89. I met them both in Nashville. Super nice people. So, like, I'm all about it, man. It's all about the community. That's the fun part of this. All right, looking at it. Oh, look at man. See, speaking of which, I got Alex O Crypto in the chat. I see the old otters are flowing right now. Let's go. Repping that soul shirt again. Yeah, I do. So I usually put like a shirt on or something on to do the shows, or I try to. But this swag right here, if you do like it though, this is In and Out Crypto. All right, so check them out. Check them out. Really, really good dude. He's a really nice dude. I met him at the conference last year as well. And he sent me like a goodie bag and was just like, here you go, dude, rep it, give us a shout out. There it is, man. I'm gonna give him a shout out. So awesome. Let's see. I saw a lot of you last year in Nashville, but none invited me. Username, I don't even know that we knew each other last year in Nashville, man. And honestly, I think a lot of people didn't even know who I was, to be perfectly frank, and they still probably won't know who I am, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll be hanging out with the right people. That's all. Dave Digital, what's up, dude? I see you in the chat, man. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Let's go ahead and get over to the news. We'll roll through that, and then we'll get to your guys' favorite part here. All right. First up, we got over 17,000 BTC, 1.6 billion were withdrawn from centralized exchanges yesterday, marking the largest outflow since April of 2024. So if you guys don't know that correlation, like the outflows from exchanges, that's actually a good thing, right? That means that people are buying Bitcoin. So where is that Bitcoin going? And why have we not really seen much price action based off of that? So my question would be, and I don't know the answer to this necessarily, I am going to look it up though, is that OTC? So like if the exchange makes a sale outside of the normal means, where we are able to purchase it, does that still count as an outflow off the exchange? That would be very interesting to know. But then again, too, you did see that rotation, right? You saw that rotation of not only kind of like selling pressure, but you saw Bitcoin dominance spike. So there could have been that rotation of funds as well. So here nor there, There was a big withdrawal, right? So people are still getting Bitcoin, all right? That's the important part. That's the part that gives you hope. Now, if you're seeing large inflows where money's coming back to the exchanges and people are kind of getting scared out, retail's kind of leaving, and I won't even say institutions. It seems like institutions are just sucking up the Bitcoin left and right. It doesn't even matter to them. I'm a proponent of follow the money. All right. So if there's big companies and there's institutions that are still interested in buying Bitcoin and still are buying Bitcoin, I'm still Gucci. All right. The minute BlackRock says they're selling their holdings, then we got issues and we got to talk. And then of course too, a little close under that channel we've been talking about that might make me flip a little bit more bearish. I'm hearing some bearish sentiment though, man. Like I know the data's not great. And I was listening to some people today, and I'll just say I was listening to some content creators, but there was some bearish sentiment out there, and we're over $96,000 Bitcoin right now. What is there to be bearish about? Like I understand we're not at 107. You can't just go up forever. Like it's still got to go up and down. This is why like technical analysis was created, right? You got the ebbs and flows of the market, and like you're trying to figure it out based on sentiment and taking psychology and factoring that in. Like, why are we so bearish? It was kind of shocking to me. I'll be real with you. If somebody told me, well, one, check this out. My call for the end of 2024, the high was 88,000. So if somebody would have told me when I made that video and Bitcoin was sitting at, I don't even know if it was at 60,000 yet. It could have been at 60. If they told me it was going to be at 96,000 in 2025, I'd be like, right on, man. I'm on board with that. And like we've seen $10,000 wicks in one day. So I'm not bearish, bro. Like I'm gonna be real with you. Like there's still companies coming in. There's institutional investment. There's political leaders investing. There's countries investing. Like there's been no more bullish time than we have now. In my eyes, there's got to be a black swan event. There's got to be some macroeconomics. There's got to be some just devastating data that drags down the market for me to change my sentiment right now. Or again, a weekly close under my channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next little piece of news, and that's going to be Amazon stock. Now, this is the weird thing that kind of gives me like a little bit of pause here in the, we'll say the near term, okay, the short term. Amazon falls over 7% despite reporting stronger than expected Q4 2024 earnings. Something is not lining up here. Why the big dip on good earnings? So then that makes me think about, is there other data that's kind of in the near future that could be coming out that could impact the market? And that is kind of priced into this move a little bit. And that would bring up our next article, which is going to be our notorious Elmer Fudd segment. All right, so here we go. If you guys don't know, there's going to be employment numbers that are released tomorrow. So let me go ahead and go to the economic calendar real quick, and then here you go. So the non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, Michigan consumer sentiment. So good enough for that. We're not going to have to look at that again. So the interesting part about this, and Piper, give him a little credit here. He sent this to me. But as you're looking at this, you're like, okay, cool. Like they release these employment numbers. You can see Fridays, right? The employment situation, they release on Fridays. But as you're looking at it, you're like, all right, cool, Gucci, all good. As you scroll down though, is when it hits. Does anybody remember the big revision of the labor statistics, the big number, right? It was probably, I don't know, it was probably 5-6 months ago. It was about 800,000 jobs. That's how off these guys were on counting the labor statistics. It was insane. All right, and there was reports of up to 1 million. Okay, like just imagine if I miscounted anything by 800,000 doing one of my jobs. Like that's it, bro. I've lost all credibility. Anyways, this report or this revision, that's coming out tomorrow, February 7th. Okay, so buckle up. There could be some volatility based on the release of this. Like we we kind of knew about it, right? I'm hoping this is kind of priced in. I'm hoping this is what's having an impact on the price, like the current situation. And I'm hoping it's priced in, but buckle up, be ready that there's potential for some volatility. Okay, so if you are in some long positions or you're getting in some long positions, definitely protect yourself with a stop loss. That'll be my, we'll say 2 cents. All right, I can't give financial advice, can I? But that'll be my 2 cents here. Be careful tomorrow. And there's Piper, 818,000. There you go. And they get paid to count labor statistics, not after not after Doge gets done with them. they ain't gonna be counting nothing no more. They're gonna be taking that early pension plan. Here we go. Blasphemy, Alex. So now I gotta look. Now I gotta look to see what Alex O is doing, because he gets unhinged here in the evening sometimes. It's like his witching hour, I think. That boy acts crazy sometimes. What do you call a line of men waiting to get haircuts? A barbecue. See, you ain't right. All right. All right. Who else we got in here? We got anyone else in here? Alex O, man. All right. Let's get over to, I already did the economic calendar. Let's get over to the bubbles real quick. We'll knock that out, and then we'll get into some TA here. Here we go. All right, looking at it, sea of red again. So you got Tron, though. Tron is up 4.2%. I did read an interesting statistic yesterday that I want to say that Tron actually produced more revenue than Ethereum. And I don't know, what the time frame was for that. But then again, I read another little statistic today that said Phantom produced more revenue than Ethereum as well. And again, I'll have to look at the actual time frame, but it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say validating it for me, but like it is adding to that people are deciding to use other options in my mind. Because remember, it's not just the United States that's using this stuff. All right, so like you have your own sentiment here in the U.S., and a lot of the people you talk to and conversate with and interact with on X, I would say are relatively on, this side, of the ocean, we'll say, right? Like, we do have some members that are in here. Like we got some members that are from Australia. We got Jay Violet, and OC, but a lot of people that you talk to, again, are kind of within your local, I'll say somewhat local area, well, mostly US, North America, right? So, Tron is big outside the US, not so much in, and you understand too, a lot of these, I won't say a lot of them, but there's been issues sometimes with the US itself. But anyways, keep it on your radar. That's all I'm gonna say there. There's a lot of red out there, man. 5 to 10% seems to be your going rate for a lot of these. Let me see. Yeah, there's nothing really much more than 11%, so that's not too crazy. In terms of positive directions, Ondo's up 1.1%. We talked about that yesterday. So that's good, right? That's good to see. You remember what I was saying yesterday when I was like, hey, if you're looking at the market and what the market is doing, and then you find something that you're interested in investing in, something that's pretty strong like Ondo. Ondo's having their conference too. So, we saw this when the Ape Coin or Ape Fest or whatever they were doing, they announced some stuff and they were kind of bullish, like leaving that, and it's since retraced. I don't think that's going to be the same thing for Ondo, but I think that could be part of what's holding it up, right? They're having announcements right now. Most of what they're saying is being well received. So, that could be a reason that it's kind of bucking the trend in terms of going the opposite direction of the market. And just to be like fully transparent, like I like Ondo, and I have invested in Ondo, and I do continue. I plan to continue to put money into Ondo. I think long term it has some longevity for utility as well. So, all right, let's look at the liquidation heat map real quick. You guys know I like this. I mean, the trend overall, even just looking at this, on the liquidity heat map here, is really, it was working its way down and right. Now, I know some people are taking some long positions right now. I've seen it. There are definitely, some smart people out there taking some long positions. And I understand the basis. Right? You came down, you cleared out some of the liquidity. I get that. That's good. You want to see that. Problem is, price action is still near liquidity. All right, so you got to be really, really careful with that. So I would have liked to see a stronger wick down to the downside to quickly reclaim this area and then work back up in to the range. That would have been ideal. It would have been ideal. Now I'm not saying that it's end all be all like having liquidity this close, but it's not a great thing. It gives me pause. It gives me pause. I really wanted to take a long off of about 95.8. I was really, really watching that area, and it could come back to bite me, but I decided not to, based on knowing that we had liquidity so damn close. It's just too close. And so I would like to see that a wick come down and clear that out, and then once it reestablishes, then I'll be more likely to take a long position there. That being said, too, now that we got some weird data coming out tomorrow, that could be a reason to kind of pause for effect, we'll say, because this was the area I was looking at. We talked about this. I was like, I think we'll come down here, but this is where I wanted to take a long position at about, again, 95.8, right where the blue line was what I was looking at. So if you're looking at it on an 8-hour, the wick looks okay, like in terms of, having a little buying pressure coming off of that, but it really hasn't stabilized. Like, let's go to a smaller time frame. Here you go, right? It's a big fight in here. It's a big fight. That is a bullish candle. And to be honest, like on a traditional day, like, I mean, this is the hourly, you'd probably take a smaller time frame if you were scalping, but that's a really strong wick or a really strong candle to come off of that area. That probably would have got me any other day if I wasn't looking to see where the leverage was. And again, it still could go up. It still could hold. Because we have a nice area of support. This is a solid area of support at about 95.8, 95.9. All right, so you can see right here, it's just a horizontal, so you're going to have a little bit of a range, we'll say 96.1, up as high as 96.1, right? It's always a little bit of a range, but you can see support, 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 resistance. Just go back to the left, and then you can see this previous range right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. I mean, over and over again, over and over again. This area has been respected. All right, so that's why for me, I was very interested in taking a position there. But the good news is I am in some long positions already. If this holds up, I will feel much better about those. And that's really going to be my line in the sand for whether I stay in my positions. Because if we lose this area, if we lose this, right, we clear out that liquidity, and we get like a retest there, and you know what I'm saying when I say a retest, we get that old OC retest. I think that we come down to the channel. All right, I think we come down to the value area low, which is currently sitting at about 92.4, and the channel, and then that'll be an opportunity to get back in. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of, like, I have a line in the sand, and then I have a plan if this plays out, right? So I'll probably exit. And then, if it's just a wick and it comes back and reestablishes, no big deal. If it comes down here and we get a retest with candle closes, then I'm like, all right, I'm not messing with that anymore because I think we'll come down to here. All right, so that's personally what I'll be looking at. But in terms of it pushing up, let's say we do get some movement to the upside here, we got a lot to work through. We got a lot to work through. All right, we got the point of control. You can see that that's held up. And then you have moving averages. You got the 21, the 50. That's on top of the price action right now. You got the dynamic reactor, the 200. Now this is only hourly, just so you know. Let's go to the 4-hour. I know a lot of you like to mess around on the 4-hour more so to kind of do some of your general TA. But again, it still remains the same. All right, you still have all of your moving averages, the dynamic reactor to the top side of price action. All right, so that gives me a little pause, right? Even if you do get it above the point of control, you have to work through those moving averages, and I don't like that. It's very close. All right, it's very close. So this would be one of those, like, this would definitely be intraday scalping because it's such a tight squeeze between these two areas. Now it's a nice little move. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you were to measure that out, put a little leverage, throw a little leverage on that thing. All right, you ain't gonna spit on it. You're gonna throw some leverage on that thing. That's a 1.5% move with a little bit of leverage. Hey, ain't so bad, right? But again, you got to be careful. All right, be careful, making sure that you're getting some candle closes over top of that point of control, and by that time, you're probably halfway to the moving average. See, that's the issue. That is the issue, right? And it may move through quick enough where it goes straight up to the moving averages and then comes right back down to the point of control. So, that would be interesting for me. Probably more so, is that if we did get something that looked like that, where it comes up to the moving averages, gets rejected, comes down to the point of control for a retest, Then we start looking at like, okay, now do we get our bullish candles? And now that we've already kind of tested this area, right? Because now you're clearing out some of that liquidity right there. So you don't have as much selling pressure because it already got you, right? That is why the price action is coming back down, is because people are selling, right? And psychological areas, especially when you got the 200, all right, now it's on the 4 hour, but people still play the 200 on the 4 hour. And then you got the dynamic, right? You got confluence there, right? So there's likely to be limit orders sitting there that are going to shake the price a little bit, pull it back down, and then we really find out if we're going to hold up at the point of control. And then that's the opportunity where you're like, okay, now we can start looking for that continuation up. All right, I know I say up and right, but of course it goes right. It goes down and right or up and right, but it's a hard habit to break. But that's where we would feel a little bit more comfortable with price action continuing its way to the upside. So, but to be reals with you, right? Like you got some resistance here. Once you get through all this though, like I'm a lot more comfortable with saying, hey, like you get through this, you're gonna go see 102, 103, right? Then we're kind of looking for some fun. All right. But like I said yesterday, this hasn't changed. Where I'd be most comfortable, and this is, I would say, I'm not going to say scalping or intraday. I'm just going to say I'd just be more comfortable with taking a long position is if we retest 103. All right, so if we get over 103 and we retest that, like I'd feel a lot more confident in a long up here, ironically, than I would down here. All right, so again, it's not a trade that you would stay in for a long time, but it is a trade that, you could ride up from 103 to about, close to, I'd say, start looking at some of these candle closes more so than the wicks. About 106. About 106 makes sense. All right, so not a huge play, but definitely could be an opportunity here for you guys. So keep an eye on that. So it's one of those things where you're kind of looking for, things to play out. And again, I don't like fighting the trend right now. That's I'd say the last piece of this when I'm looking at the price action is we're fighting the trend by taking long positions right now. All right, so I mean, if you're looking at it from a zoomed out perspective, you can make an argument the trend is still bullish. But if you're looking at it on the 4 hour, the dynamic reactor is telling you a different story, right? It's already started, like this is lagging. It's very lagging. You got to understand that. So we've already had our high, and then since our all-time high, which is middle of January at this point, maybe end, we'll call it end. All right, it's starting to work its way down, and there's been no real flip in that trend as of right now. So this is really what we're waiting for. We want to flip this trend. All right, we want to see finally a new higher high. I mean, right now we could be establishing something. Hopefully the data doesn't pull the price down, but all right, maybe we set a little higher low and then we work our way to a higher high. Then we start feeling a little better about everything. So that's why I feel a lot more confident about this area up here, because we're no longer, I would say, fighting the trend as much, right? We're kind of establishing, remember, there's trends within trends that I talk about. We'd be establishing a little bit more of an uptrend on a shorter time frame, hourly, 4 hour, vice what we're doing right now. Right now we're fighting it. So you got to be very, very careful. Just you find your key levels. If you want to make a small play here and there, that's fair game. But again, I would be very, very careful with where we're at right now with price action. Unfortunately, I'm personally probably gonna miss out on a few percent here and there, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8% of a move, just because I got so much going on in here. It's a little nerve-wracking for me. So let's see how the data plays out tomorrow. But if that looks good, and we continue to hold above this area, let's say we start to consolidate, we start seeing the oscillator start moving its way, I'm going to call that one up and right. But if that one starts moving its way up, and then we start forming a trend a little to the upside, then I might feel a little bit more comfortable about at least playing it up to the point of control. But again, we got to see how that shakes out. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Nothing's really changed too much. I am going to set another limit order down here at the channel. Just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Matter of fact, and I've told you guys this, I accidentally closed Blowfin, so close your eyes here. All right, here we go. All right, so I am going to set another limit order though. So let's go ahead and do that. We got Bitcoin pulled up. 5x. I'm comfy with that. 92.5. And then let's go. Let me think here. 5,000. That's about $1,000. Sweet. I'm cool with it. All right. So that is in. So there you go. So again, I mean, I'm gonna keep beating up that channel. I'm not playing with y'all. Is if it keeps coming down that channel, then I'm just gonna keep sitting limit orders down there. Eventually, it'll come back to bite me. Maybe, maybe. We'll see. All right, let's get over to the chat. So you guys don't call me out on that. You guys know I'm coming up for air. All right, I'm coming up for air. So there you go. Let's see what we got. What we got going on here? Anyone have oxygen for TradeFly? See, there it is. See, y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Retro Mike Tech, what's up, dude? Good to see you in the chat, brother. Good to see you. Definitely went over, checked out one of your videos today. I don't know half of what you're talking about, but that's okay. You know, I'm there to support you, man. I'm there to support you, show you some love. Hart, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you, French toaster. Hola, my friend. Hola. You know those ribs are flowing. I see those flowing in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Scrolling down. I have no idea what I missed in the chat. Looks like you guys are talking about actually cooking ribs at this point. All right. That's you guys are next level. Crypto Crag, how you doing? How you doing, man? All right. We got Juice the Sub. What's up? $1,000 while my broke A trying to make 30. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Uh yeah. You'll get there, bro. You'll get there. You know what? Just you know, the biggest thing for me, I would say, is definitely risk management. All right. So like keep your stop losses like in a reasonable spot and just manage your risk of your trades. And like I think that really if you figure that part of it out, it'll be a lot easier to be profitable. It really will. Like and it'll grow. It'll grow over time. And you know, if there's yeah, I ain't even gonna say use leverage because I mean 30 in, 30 out can go quick, bro. So be careful. Be careful with that. But what do you say? What's the difference between a fighter pilot and a fighter jet? The jet stops whining once you turn off the engine. It's like that? Damn, Alex. It's like that. All right. All right, Alex. Note it. Note it. Lunchable connoisseur, my dude. Hey, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I just bought a Lunchable today. I got the pizza one. All right. Let's go. Let's get over to the next little bit of TA. I gotta bring some fire in you for golf, bro. If you're banging out, I was listening to you. I can't remember what the hell you were talking about, man. You were talking about 80s, 84s. Nah, dog. I've done that like once. So nah, I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna be. And then you said something about hitting like 300 bangers. I was like, nope, nope, that ain't me either. I'm like 230, 240 on a really good day. Yeah. I also have like a bag, like a what is it? Like a buy a bag of clubs too. What are they called? Sticks. They're all blacked out, Gucci looking. They look cool. They look real cool. I'm gonna look nice. That don't mean I'm gonna play nice though. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm excited though. Definitely excited to meet you, man. All right. Yeah, so I like that input. Mr. Connoisseur, also manage emotion. So I think that helps you, right? If you understand like managing risk, like, and you start putting stop losses in and having these areas where you're going to exit, you get some wins under your belt. You know, if you can find a way to get to 2-to-1, 3-to-1 consistently, do the math on that, right? Do the math. One, your money's going to compound as you continue to win. But the other thing is you don't have to win every trade. Okay, so that's the beautiful part when you start doing some of this risk management stuff and you get in, especially if you can get, you know, around 3-to-1. That's really, really nice. I mean, do the math on that. You know, you can lose a couple trades and still be good, right? Like It's actually more than that when it really comes down to it. So there's a lot of people that are very profitable, and their hit rates are only about 45 to not even 50%, not even 50%, and they're very, very profitable. Now, that is part of those people, I think, are taking advantage of the trend, right? So when crypto moves, it moves. So you got to understand that. So like you got to have some skin in the game here and there. And if you're just sitting on the sideline all the time, you're gonna miss because there's only, I can't remember what the actual day count is, but it's pretty low. I would say like less than 7% of the year is going to be your biggest moves. All right, so you gotta stay engaged, you gotta stay invested, and have exposure, to catch some of these big moves and these trends, right? And that's why one of the trading strategies that I'm working on with the chart prime indicators is doing just that. It's really a trend-based strategy. So when it's basically, the trend is your friend till the end, that's exactly what this strategy is really taking advantage of. Is like, okay, we've identified the trend. The trend is now moving bullish or bearish, whatever the case may be, and then it's finding the entry. All right, so it's actually using the oscillators to find that entry though, so that it completely removes the motion and takes it off of you. So it's like, okay, once this thing flashes, then it will automatically enter. And then once the oscillator then bends to the downside, or the trend loses, whether it's bullish or bearish, if it flips, then it automatically exits as well. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it, almost automated, almost automated. And I think that's really the end state for all of us, right? we don't have to sit here and stare at computers. We can go touch grass, and we can pay Chart Prime to do it for us. That's the dream. So I've been doing a lot of back testing. I've probably spent I'd say over 20 some hours back testing, trying to get this thing going. OC, if you're watching, I need your help though. I need you to fix some of the code. Talk to your boy, because I need some other options to make this work. It's for the people, damn it. It's for the people. All right. Let's go. Let's do a little more TA. A little more TA. What do we got here? Scrolling through. Let me move the chat back to the left here so I can see in case you start making fun of me again, Alex. All right, I got you over to the side. Cool. Let's look at the DXY. I haven't looked at the DXY in a minute. See what that's doing. I know there's not a straight inverse correlation anymore. It's kind of diverged a little bit, but okay. Looks like it's under the 200 on the 4-hour. It's also looks like the dynamic reactor is starting to trend down a little bit. Man, it had a nice little pump up though. Nice little pump up. I'd say the door is open. Let me see here. Yeah, the oscillator. It's close. It looks like it took a little dip down and then it wants to like bend back up, and you can see that in the price action as well. But I mean, you got it's up for debate whether you can use moving averages and all that stuff for the DXY. But if you could, all of that stuff's to the top side of the price action right now, or I guess we'll say, yeah, we'll just call it price action. All of that's to the top side right now. So I would say there's an opportunity here, 107. This is just something I had before, and if you're looking at that, you can see right here where it got stalled out. So it was resistance as well as support, right? It actually came down for a true retest. It flipped what was resistance into support, and then it took off. So wouldn't be too surprised to see it come back down here. But that's kind of tough, man, right now. Like if you start zooming in a little bit. I don't know why I did that. Why does it always default to the paintbrush? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it gets rejected here, starts working its way back down, that theoretically would open up the door for a little bit of a positive action for Bitcoin, which does look like it's holding up so far. So that's good to see. All right, let's go over to something we haven't looked at in a minute. How about Sol? How about Sol? We haven't looked at Sol in a while. Let's go. The Soul Train. I ain't done that in a minute. Here we go. All right. So Soul is pulling back pretty harsh. Man, that looks a lot like Cardano and AVAX and a lot of the other altcoins. Because remember, for a while, Soul was kind of divergent from the market. Soul was doing its own damn thing. It was just kind of up, and away. But look what we got here. Look at this trend. This trend line goes way back. That's why I love leaving some of this stuff on here. And we got a nice horizontal. Let me do this though. I mean, if you were just doing a fib retracement, you're probably in the platinum pocket would be my guess. Or damn near. Of course, I got to move my screen there. You know what? I don't need that. I don't need to see me. Go away. It won't go away. All right. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. So you're right in the platinum pocket right now. You're in the platinum pocket. You got a horizontal. You got a trend line all lining up at about 190. And that was a buy area for me previously. So be interesting. Be interesting. This is kind of important. You don't want to lose this trend, and you really don't want to lose this area right here at about 177 for Sol. Because then you're talking a different game. You start losing that area, you are talking a whole different ball game. But look at how important this area is at about 190. Look at this. Resistance, resistance, takeoff. Retest, takeoff. All right, so that's one of those things that I like looking at. Honestly, gosh, man, this is tough because the trend is just working its way down on pretty much everything. But I think I'm gonna add to the bag on Sol, man. There's too much confluence for me, and it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I told you guys I like the DCA on the way down and the DCA on the way up. So let's go, or DCA out. Sorry. Let's go Sol. 190 price limit. This is just going to be a spot buy. I should go to spot, but we can do it here. I ain't even thinking twice about that, so I'll go back later, kind of look at different levels, but that's a spot buy, so I'm just adding to the bag. All right, cool. So Solana, you got confluence where you're at right now, 190. That's a nice spot. Your next level down, I think that's key, is going to be at 163. You can see where I already have a green line. So I've already kind of marked these areas out for myself as price comes down. So I think that's really important, getting ahead of it. If one thing I can tell you, when it comes down to these levels, then it's real easy, because you've already done the work. You've already done the research. And the market's not crashing right now. There's not crazy FUD going on. So it doesn't scare me as much to take a position. The thing that I don't like is just that the market as a whole is just kind of trending down and right, which kind of sucks. But this is me DCAing in. What's a hot pocket? Jesus Christ. What are you guys talking about now? Hot pockets. Something's wrong with y'all. So yeah, I'll take a position there at about 190, and then I'll probably add to at 163. And then if we come back down here to about 110, where we saw it hit multiple times, I'm gonna put in a nice bag. All right, so I'll go a lot heavier if we work our way down to 110. There's no doubt about that. You know what? I should do it at 112. Anybody remember that group, or am I old? What did they say? 112. Was it peaches and cream? Peaches and cream, girl, you know what I mean. All right, cool. Let's see. So Solana, yeah, man, you're at a nice area. Talked about that. There's a nice area of resistance there, about 218. So look for some price action there, and you got confluence with all the moving averages, the dynamic reactor. So you got a lot to work through. Same deal. All right, same deal here with Solana that I was kind of talking about with Bitcoin. I want to see it get past all of the junk. All right, and then get that retest. You get that retest up here, boom, boop, and then you're looking for good movement to the upside. All right, so that would be a, I say a higher confidence play as price action one finds support on this trend line, continues its way up and right, and then gets above this horizontal level right here at about 218. So that would be a nice area to look at. Obviously, I'm cool with DCA on the way down for Solana as well. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings much. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let's see if you guys are talking about anything in the chat. I keep up with y'all tonight. You guys giving me talking smack yesterday. 112 has a song about Hot Pockets. Hey, Retro Mike Tech knows, man. Let's go. Peaches and Cream, man. They had a couple other good songs too from I remember. That was like an R&B group back in the day. That song was like 2001. You ain't that old. Hey, man, 2001. That was my day. That was my day as I was getting down. Freaking Alex was still in Pampers. So, is what it is. All right. Let me see here. President Day Burial Kart Tournament and streaming multi. What? Tell me more about that. How do I get in a burial contest? What? A burial kart tournament? Is that like drunk Mario Kart? Tell me more. Tell me more. I want to know. AIXBT is goated. All right. All right. Oh, Alex left. He didn't catch my Pampers joke. That's unfortunate. Let him know. Let him know. All right, let's look at AIXBT. Yes, I do want in the Burial Kart tournament. I don't know what it is, but I want in. I heard beer and I heard, I'm assuming Mario Kart. Two things that I'm down with. See, David Brumbelow knows. Let's go. Hey, All Set, what's up? I'll say what's up to you. How you doing? I don't know if I said hi to you yesterday. Just want to make sure I did. I think you were the one that was talking smack. I think you were the one saying I didn't come up for air much. All right, AIXBT. Let's check that out. Let's check it out. Whew. Goated. And nothing looks goated about this. Hold on. All right, let's bring it up. Goodness gracious. What setting did I do to make this thing default to paint? All right. This does not look goated, Jesse. You might like the project itself, but the chart does not look goated. All right. Looking at that, so you saw the trend line that I had, right? It was green. Okay? So I haven't looked at AIXBT, but damn. So this is one of those things. This is very actually nice. It's a good we'll say learning experience here too. So when I had green, it was support. Look at the way it came down. You never got a bullish candle off of that area of support. Should have been support. It's an important area, and we got confirmation that it was an important area when it came back up for the retest. So we got an OC retest, right? We got that, that dump, that everything dumped, right? Then came back up, and look at the wick. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It comes back up. People know this is psychological. You see that wick comes up, clears out liquidity, comes back, reestablishes. You got a true rejection off of that area, and prices continued its way down and right. So short opportunity was there for the taking. That was not, I'll be honest with you, AIXBT was not something I was looking at, but damn, I probably would have jumped on this. I probably would have, and yeah, look at this, man. You got some bearish candles right after that wick, man. So basically it just continued. So that being said, Jesse, you're getting into an area where you could see a little reversal, right? This is where we got buying pressure, right? This was a steep fall. Let me see here. From where that was, that's 33%, my man, and not a lot of time. 3 days, less than 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. 3 days, it's dropped 33%. All right, you got to be careful with this. You better look at, I would highly suggest looking to see like if there's any news about AIXBT and why. Is there any like relation with like, I'm assuming it's an AI play, but like NVIDIA, AMD, like, because those things are struggling a little bit right now as well. Is that narrative, are they kind of, is there a correlation between them? Would be a question I would ask, especially if it was something I was invested in. But coming down, I mean, right here, you can see like the horizontal. I'll draw it for you right there. Let's go ahead and change the color. And this kind of gives you confirmation that there was buying pressure coming in. Let's go to the daily real quick. I want to see what the oscillator is doing. So it looks like it wants to flip right now. So it got way down there on the daily. Yeah, it's now on the 8 hours showing you it's rolling back over. That's tough, man. I would say, I mean, in terms of like being in the area, like a buy zone, like for something that's pulled back, if like this is something you want to hold long term or add to your bags, like I'm telling you, man, this happens over and over. I remember talking about AIXBT at one point and being like, look, it's all the way up here. Like these things come back to the golden pocket over and over again. This one just kept on going though. This passed the starting point. Like if you were to draw a fib retracement on this, you would have been here to here, and then this would have been essentially like where you started. And that was where it flipped. It flipped support into resistance. So not ideal. Trends looking nasty. Moving averages all look nasty. But you are getting into what I would say is a higher volume area. Okay, this is where it started. There's a lot of volume that was traded in this area. So there could be, an opportunity for some buying pressure to come back in just based on that. Okay, I would say anywhere really, I mean, there's kind of this range right here, really, where you got rejected to right here. That's kind of a range that, you could see it kind of pogo around in there a little bit, but there could be an opportunity there to layer in a little bit. I would be scared of this though, personally. And the reason I say that is because you want to look at other projects. What are other things doing? I mean, yeah, it's got a 7.8% move in the last 24 hours, but I don't know, bro. Be careful. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Yeah, up 4.08% on that. I got it, man. I got it. It's if you're maybe if you're trying to scalp this thing, what WTF just happened to BTC? I don't. Did something happen? Oh, it popped. Wonder what's going on in the news. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. We got a few minutes. Let's go over to old X. Actually, matter of fact, let's check on our daily degen real quick. Well, Sol's up. See, it's doing it again. We took a long position, right? It didn't. It didn't take. It didn't take the position. Ain't that a B? Oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. I got my soul. Everything else is looking good. Look at this. P&L looking over 1,000 again. Love it. Let's go over. So it looks. I'm gonna have to go to the chart real quick. So it looks like the area is holding up. I'm saying be careful. We're getting that bullish candle coming in. Look at that. So we got that wick, reestablish the range, bullish candle. And this is the issue that I was kind of talking about is like by the time this kind of plays out, you're almost to the point of control already. So you're taking a chance by taking a long position right there. Let me see what it looked like on the 15-minute. Oh, jeez. Well, that's a bullish candle if I've seen one. You know what you did have though? As I'm looking at it now, you get the benefit of hindsight. It's always fun. There you go. So you can see that the pressure was kind of building up and it was to the upside. Definitely had some buying pressure coming in to that move. Anybody know if anything happened in the news? MC Bob BTC pumping. I see it, man. We're looking at it. You said scalp this thing? I mean, I ain't messing with that. I'm gonna be real with you. Because you want to make the move when it's in here. You don't, it's already, I mean, that's a clean breakout, bro. It didn't even come back down for a retest. If we would have got a breakout with a retest, yeah, I'd be down to scalp. That's just a clean breakout. That's gonna be tough. And then you're gonna be going straight up into the point of control. I'm good. Y'all can jump on it if you want. I'm good. I see my other because I'm in some swing trades, man. Swing trades, and then like I said, I just added to the bag of soul. Ain't think twice about that one. So I'm good. Why will that not delete? Delete. Whatever. All right, let me look on X real quick. Who's pretty quick usually? Cointelegraph. They usually get some stuff out pretty quick. Today pumped out fund, transferred another, yada yada yada. Don't care about that. That's not gonna move the market. Word. Let's see what else. Watcher Guru is usually pretty slow. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. You guys know what's if anything's moving the market or we're just ready to move. They knew I was gonna buy tomorrow, so they are racing the dip. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. It's a tough game to play. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. But that's when you see I mean, I'm not a huge scalper, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge, like, I'll do it. Like, again, I like doing it for fun, but I like swing trades, man. Like, when you get confluence on the chart and you see something like Solana there, and the timing was beautiful. Talk about timing. That was impeccable. But let me bring that up again. But like when you're looking at this and you're like, hey, cool, I have my key levels that I'm looking at personally. I identify these like early, way early. Like this line and this line have been there for probably more than a month. You know, while Sol was up here flirting around, doing whatever it does up around 260. You know, I'm just looking forward to retrace at some point. And this is why I'm saying, like, have your key levels that, you know, if you want to DCA, if there's something you want to hold on to, like Solana, something that I would say most people would be cool with holding, have these levels identified. And then, of course, I mean, on the daily, look, you got the 200. I didn't even look at the daily. You got the 200 underneath of you as well. So, I mean, it's Confluence City right there for Solana. And you already had it twice where you've come down to these areas. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can see where it was resistance and flipped to support, right? So it's come down twice already and found support in these areas. So, you know, look, and then Prime Oscillator is kind of like, we'll say tripling down, right? Because it's about to bend over or bend to the upside. So I don't know, man. That's the way I personally prefer to trade. But I also, you know, I like to have fun with scalping and intraday stuff too. So, all right, Alex, I was back. I'm long. Sorry, I'm back. Man, you got that pop. You got that pop. He's like, all right, I'm back in the game. Let's go. You missed out, dude. You missed out. I was making fun of you. And I didn't even want to tell you what I said. I'll tell you in the golf cart when we're drinking. All right, cool. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. It's about time to wrap it up. I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Love y'all a long time. And let's see here. Who else we got? Anyone on the... Nah. All right, we got one. KMB Golf. Just to get retail to go long, then dump it on you. Hey, it could happen. It could happen. But again, we have some key levels that we just looked at that are underneath of us. I think about 95.8 is a very key level for us to find support on. And it looks like it wants to. And if all else fails, if it does dump even more, you still got 92.5. You guys know I'm sitting there waiting. Papa is ready again to jump on it if it does. So, hey, There's always opportunities. That's one thing I've learned about trading. There will always be opportunities, and it's almost every day. Almost every day. Just depends on how you trade. All right, I'm going to get out of here, wrap it up. You guys have a great night. Trade safe, be safe, and I will see you again. Maybe, what is today? Is today Thursday? If today's Thursday, I guess I will see you on Monday. All right, y'all take care. Have a good weekend.
Welcome to the Nightcap, your TA home. Everybody knows we trade in them zones. Late night, no sleep, yeah, we keep it real. Crypto moves fast, no time for the feels. TradeFly rocking charts, he about to take flight. Crypto Nightcap, where the dark meets the bright. This path ain't cheap, you can dream while you sleep. Steady building wealth, invest in yourself. Breaking it down, good vibes in sight. The makers in tight, adjusting my sight. It's all or nothing, this is how we attack. Get your head right, it's a Crypto Nightcap.